Hello everyone, Ray Pedraza of the McAllen Cable Network here right outside City Hall talking to our Director of Health and Code Compliance, Mr. Josh Ramirez, whose crew just came back from Dallas fighting West Nile, right? How did it go?
It went great. We covered a lot of municipalities along the Dallas County area. We sprayed most of the night. We set up a lot of traps throughout the day and collected those traps as well to detect what species of mosquito we were dealing with. Just because you have mosquitoes doesn't mean they're the ones that carry the viruses. We need to identify and separate those first and then take it from there.
All right, while you guys were over there, a lot of people were asking us, well, what about McAllen? What are we doing at McAllen? Are we monitoring the situation here in McAllen as well?
McAllen has a great program of mosquito control. We do our own internal surveillance. We set up traps. We identify our low-lying areas where there's water accumulated already. So we constantly larviciding those areas, which means is to stop the breeding of mosquitoes. Where we need the help from the citizens is that look at your property, do an inspection of your yard and make sure there's no standing water that will produce more mosquitoes. That's the best help we can get from our citizens. But throughout the city, we do larvicide, we do adulticide, which is spraying for the adult mosquitoes. So we have our program in place already.
All right, another thing that people have asked is, hey, you know what? It hasn't rained very much, so why are we even worried about mosquitoes? Again, something else that people should be aware of is, like you said, the littlest water could produce mosquitoes.
Half an inch of water can produce up to hundreds of thousands of mosquitoes if allowed to those conditions to continue. That's one of the problems that we have. Yes, we have dew that accumulates overnight, and that could lead to about half an inch of water, and if there's a mosquito, will lay eggs and will produce a lot more. So any amount of water counts. So we need to start looking at the properties, be vigilant over that, and eliminate any standing water. And we know it hasn't rained, we know we're still in drought, but any water that either from an air conditioning unit, from irrigated water, when you water the lawn, water that runs off or any type of water will breed mosquitoes.
All right, and because of the high number of cases in Dallas County and because of the West Nile concerns all over the country, have you enlisted any additional help here in McAllen to help you trap mosquitoes?
What we're doing is we're partnering up with the Texas A&M and training some of their students to help us with the lab work and some of the field work with the traps and so on. So we need partners to help us constantly on this. It's a nonstop battle for us in the valley because, as you know, mosquitoes in the valley, they don't stop in the winter, they don't stop in the spring. They're nonstop throughout the year, producing mosquitoes all the time. But what we need to do is to identify those mosquitoes that we are trapping to see which ones are those. We know that we have dengue in our region. We know we have San Luis syphilitis in the region, but we need to stay active and identifying the proper mosquitoes for the proper viruses. And that's where the partnerships with the universities come in place.
All right, very good. One thing we should mention before we close is that right now, no West Nile cases here in McAllen, none.
In the city of McAllen, we have 0 confirmed cases of West Nile, which means nothing. There's no West Nile, there's no dengue either.
All right, and we'd like for it to stay that way.
That's right, we want it that way.
All right, if anybody has questions or they'd like additional information, can they call your department?
Yes, please call us at 681-1900.
All right. Well, congrats on all the great work you did in Dallas, and thanks for all the useful information today. We appreciate it.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, and as always, we thank you for watching. I'm Ray Pedraza on the McAllen Cable Network.